Okay, we're on automaton for game 4 in this best of 5, and gzmq is 2-1 up against Valverde. You know, perhaps I have been a little overcritical of the plays so far. I do apologise if that's the case. Maybe I've had too many coffees today and I'm feeling a little bit feisty. I just kind of I thought maybe I would see something slightly more coherent, maybe some slightly snappier micro or something. But, you know, to be fair, the players have built armies and they've attacked each other. So, you know, yeah, maybe I've been a little harsh. So I will try to be more positive in this game. I keep hearing weird things, but I think it's this map's got like strange music or something going on. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, gzmq is going to come in and have a scout, and that's a good thing. Scouting is really, really good. So he's going to come in, he's going to look around at his opponent's base, and that is excellent to see, because that you've got to, because otherwise this is how much you know. You know nothing about your opponent. And you know, so many times in casts I've said this, when people ask me, oh, how do you, I keep dying to this, you know, how do you beat the cannon rush? How do you beat this proxy build? How do you beat when somebody just builds loads of lings? How do you, and the answer is nearly always the same. It's, you beat it by knowing that it's coming. Because there's, you know, 100 builds that can kill you if you don't know that they're coming. And nearly always, if you do know that it's coming, you know, okay, maybe you still lose to it, but trust me on this, your chances of beating it are 50 times higher. This is kind of cool map. It's got floorboards. Don't know like quite what's happening on this map, but it does have floorboards, which is kind of cool. Looks kind of old school. It's only a little bit sort of steampunk. gzmq, with some righteous scouting, sees the proxy pylon. So kudos, maximum kudos to that. Does he see that it's a gateway? He does not. Given the location of it, if I hadn't actually double checked to see that it was a gateway, if I'd just seen the pylon, I would assume a Stargate. You would have to think Stargate, Void Ray, Shield Battery, because it's far too late for like a I can't speak. It's far too late for a proxied oracle. Anyway, he's just going to lift up a bunch of stuff and he's going to come and kill it, and that's the end of that. So in 3 of the 4 games we've seen so far, Valverde has built a pylon and a gateway on the other side of the map, and 2 out of those 3 times it's achieved literally nothing. So arguably there's learning to be had there. This drop is going to be lethal because there's no units in production. You know, this one cannon isn't going to achieve too much. 4 stalkers isn't going to cut it. There's no shield battery, and I think this is just GG. I think this is just a wrecking ball. But the immortal would have been quite good with the stalkers, but it's a bit late for that. So there's too much DPS here. Yeah, immortals are really good against marauders. Is he gonna? Oh Jesus! Yeah. You know, at 6.5 minutes, not having any units, like 2 stalkers you had at 6.5 minutes, that's not enough. That's not enough units. You know, like 6.5 minutes. You have to expect some harass by that time, surely, don't you? You have to expect something to turn up. Doesn't matter what. Like a drop, a Hellion run by, a Widow Mine, something is going to turn up. And so you've got to be ready for that. I mean, hell, 6.5 minutes, a BC. It could be BCs in your best. And what are you going to do? Like, tickle it with the Stalker? poke it on the underside and go, giving you a nasty poke. So gzmq's going to come back in. So the Immortals and Colossus can deal with this if they all attack, but not like this. This is horrible. Yeah, what a grim engagement that is. So he loses to Immortals for free. Immortals aren't good against Marines. Colossus are great. Immortals are fantastic against the siege tank. So you needed all your stuff vaguely coordinated to see that off without taking losses. But here we are at the 10-minute mark, and you know these warp gates are idle. They're not building anything. They're not doing anything. Not to mention there's only 2 of them. This Nexus isn't even building workers. You know, mineral line devoid of workers here, and none in production. So yeah, this drop is probably going to be the last one. But Valverde, why you're not building stuff? Like, why aren't we just building things the whole time? Anyway, comes down the ramp for reasons best known to himself. I feel like this was the better location, and maybe this one is the drop then that actually ends this game. It does look like it. So this was a much better game from gzmq. Good Terran styling, you know, get the drop in your opponent's face, get it in your opponent's face pretty quickly. He loves a Viking, doesn't he? What are these guys doing? What are they going to shoot? What air is it that you're going to shoot? So you're just going to land them? What? I don't know about the Vikings, gzmq. But yeah, that was a much cleaner game. Get in your opponent's face, keep them busy, slow them down, you know, do the drop, get some damage done, get out of there, whatever. Keep your medevacs alive. You know, if you can get like Marauders out, great. If you can get Marines out, okay. If you don't get the Marines out, okay. Marines are cheap. Medevacs aren't. Medevacs cost 100 gas each. Marines cost 0 gas. So, you know, in general, if you can get the medevacs out, that's good news. But don't worry about the Marines so much. So yeah, I liked it from gzmq. It was good. It was a good game. Valverde, you know, you don't really build enough units. I think that's actually been common to a lot of the games, apart from the Stalker Rush game, where you definitely built enough units, you just kind of stood in the wrong place with them. But anyway, there we have it. So it's gzmq that books a place in round 3 with a 3-1 victory against Valverde.